Hey folks, welcome back to Govt Africa. This is Chris again. On Thursday, the 4th of March, 2021, the nascent Biden administration finally took some more concrete steps to deal with the regime in Myanmar, known as Burma to most of us. Now, this comes in the aftermath of the previous day, Wednesday, the 3rd of March, 2021, when security forces killed at least 38 Burmese in anti-coup protests. The Commerce Department now is imposing trade sanctions on Myanmar's Ministry of Defense and Home Affairs, as well as two corporations connected to the military. As I mentioned, the security forces killed at least 38 protesters on Wednesday. That's according to the United Nations. Now, State Department spokesman Ned Price has called on the military regime in Myanmar to exercise maximum restraint and warned the military that the U.S. would take further measures. Although these measures are unclear, I will cover some of the measures that they did put in place on the 4th of March. He called on China to use its influence in Myanmar to help restore the country's civilian government. I wouldn't hold my breath on that. China interceded to prevent the United Nations from taking concrete steps against the regime in Myanmar this week. Now, the United States has imposed trade sanctions on the military regime on Thursday, just a day after security forces killed dozens of people. These export controls on the Ministry of Defense and Home Affairs, as well as two corporations associated with the military. That's Myanmar Economic Corporation and Myanmar Economic Holding Limited. Yeah. Previously, the military had already been put on restrictions for sensitive items for military use. Commerce is reviewing potential additional measures as warranted by the military's actions, the State Department said in a press release on Thursday, the 4th of March. The U.S. government will continue to hold perpetrators of the coup responsible for their actions. Well, somehow I find that hard to believe. They're not really holding anybody responsible for what's happening there, and that's one reason why the regime's getting away with what it's doing. Ned Price said that the latest escalation in violence demonstrates the fact that the junta's complete disregard for its own people. Well, yeah, no doubt about it. Welcome to the party, Ned. Appreciate you showing up. It's a bit late for all the people who've been killed by this regime. Anyway, so the regime is getting a little bit of pressure from the United States, but this pressure will not have the effect that they desire, and that is for the military junta to step down. That's not going to happen, and the security forces are unlikely to stop their abuse of the civilian population without any outside intervention. The world has no stomach for outside intervention. Other options remain economic isolation and or an embargo, neither of which are palatable to the international community. So the Burmese will continue to suffer in the near term while the world tries to stumble its way through this situation. Ned Price says, we've urged the Chinese to play a constructive role to use their influence with the Burmese military to bring this coup to an end. Well, don't hold your breath on that because China blocked the UN Security Council from issuing a statement condemning the coup, as I said. Not even a statement. You can't even get the Chinese to back a statement, let alone take concrete action. We know that we can always get shot and killed with live bullets, but there is no meaning to staying alive under the junta, so we choose this dangerous road to escape, said activist Maung Sanka to Reuters. Well, folks, there you have it. I gave the Biden administration a bit of a pass a few days ago, telling them there's very little that the U.S. government can do to affect a change here unless it wants to become embroiled and entangled in the internal domestic issues of Burma, of Myanmar. Simply not able to do it. Our influence is limited there. Our contacts, our economic heft is simply not sufficient enough that it's going to force them to change their behavior. So what does the world do? To the classic liberals out there in international relations theory, I ask you, where are your international institutions? Where are their roles here? What about the constructivists? What is your solution to this? For the international relations theory realist, like myself, we know that states are sovereign entities and they only respond as they interact with other states. And so that's the problem we have. Anyway, folks, that's the situation in Myanmar where on Wednesday, security forces killed at least 38 Burmese. Wow, including one young lady, 18 years of age, shot in the head. It's frightening, it's disturbing, but it is the reality. That is Myanmar at the moment, folks. If you're not a subscriber to Chris Wyatt Africa, why don't you become one? We cover Africa, the U.S., and now much of the world. To cover it right here on this channel. Smash that subscription button right down there. If you're following on Rumble or Odyssey, please follow us and give us a rumble or a little light the flame. And give us a like here on YouTube because likes drive viewership, and we're looking for viewership. Thank you very much, folks. Have a good day.